Well, hello there. How's it going, Darth Yoda? Good to see you again for the third time in 2 days. Oh, how time flies. You got started on Demon Souls, huh? And you don't know? What don't you know about? Were you, I'm not sure if you liked it or not sure where you're at. Like, I'd like to elaborate on that a little more. Because I remember my first playthrough of Demon Souls. It was weird. I only really did one, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. You just started the game completely and you don't know if you like it. The controls feel weird, even for a remake. Yeah, I never played the remake, just to clarify. I've only played the original Demon Souls. So I don't know if they changed anything in the remake that would make it kind of weird. I can't speak on that. But it's a step backwards in terms of how the controls for Souls games developed. You can see where it comes from, but you can also see that there's a reason it left. It's a tricky one. I have to say that. It's a little clunkier, a little more floaty in some areas. It's like it doesn't have a lot of weight. There's a variety of circumstances around that one, that's for sure. Okay. All set up. Hit this button, it does the thing. I'm trying to remember how to stream again. I keep taking these little breaks and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just appear and disappear and reappear. And hopefully this time I'll be able to stick around a little more consistently. Well, no promises. But we're more Thymesia today, if that's even how you pronounce it. I honestly am not sure. It could be, it might not be, it possibly could be. But I played this game a little bit last night for a couple hours. We were making a little bit of progress, and we hit our first kind of like real boss. It was pretty interesting. I think I'll go and probably... I want to see if I can get a little bit more like levels or something off of it first. It's rough. It makes you feel better. You'll never leave when I disappear. It does make me feel better. I worry about that, to be honest. It's like, I hate to say this, but like, I'm just like, I got things I gotta take care of. And it's like, I can't just not take care of them. You know? So it's a hard thing for part of me that goes like, I gotta take care of my things. But in the results of that, it's like, does everybody just forget about me? We'll do some warm up on this guy. Just get bodied immediately. Gotta get used to the deflecting. Honestly, I struggled with the Sekiro because of the deflection, like the parrying. I'm not very good at parrying. I'm someone who dodges. But this game wants you to do that. I really want to do that so early too. So I'm used to like parrying with the shield in Dark Souls where you throw out the parry and then there's like a window. That's like my Dark Souls PvP stuff. But yeah, I do take care of life. I mean, that's one thing that I'll admit, that I don't have a lot of I don't really feel held back from just taking care of things that need to be taken care of. Like, I will just go do it. But I understand it's like just disappearing also. There's a variety of reasons it's not ideal. We can heal. Let's not forget about that. Okay, so the green light, I want to dodge into that. And I think I got rid of that ability. Hold on. Yeah, I got rid of that ability, so I need to use the feather to dodge that, to interrupt it. Okay. Yeah, so I got rid of that ability temporarily. You can't deflect it, you have to use the feather. Yeah, because the boss doesn't really give me any opportunities to use the cool jump attack. So that's what I'm sort of practicing working in feathers again. This ability here. Okay, I remember what I was doing last time now. But yeah, I sometimes just gotta do what I gotta do. I feel bad about it. But that's life. Oh, that was a green ability there. Okay, claw attack, not very good against this guy. I gotta make this work differently. Let's take a look on the talents I had real quick, just to refresh myself. I only played like 2 hours last night, so I don't even really remember. There was one that I actually really needed to have. Okay, yeah, so we have the dodge slash, so that's gonna be good. The healing execution. My deflect is pretty basic here. Yeah, no, that's about how it goes though, Darth Vader. Like, I have a... It's really silly to say this, but like, amongst the, my patterns, I guess, what I've noticed as a creature, as a being, right? I tend to have a really good feeling for when too long is too long. Like, it's something I've learned from having streamed. I mean, I think it was 2012 was my December in 2012 was my first follower, my first streaming. So through that, I've learned surely and slowly how to manage my breaks when I need to disappear. I still don't like to disappear though. It's not like the goal, right? Hey there, Splitfire. Good to see ya. Wrong move. Let's get bopped in the face. Oh man. This game's kind of intense in its flow. It's definitely not what I'm used to. I do like it, but gosh, does it have a weird flow to it that takes some getting used to, comparatively like what I'm experienced in. Double swipe is crazy. On a scale from 1 to souls, how does it feel? If I had to say, it's like Bloodborne and Sekiro. Would probably, I think that's the common comparison right now for a lot of people. In particular, what's really noticeable is like the parrying system. It's about like, you want to actually not only dodge, you want to be using these deflections to basically nullify the attacks of your enemy, and you deal damage like that too. So they let you dodge, but you want to be mixing in these interesting abilities as well. So I don't know if I would really even say it feels like a Souls game at all to me, to be honest. I think it has a lot of interesting innovations to the system that it uses. I think I'm actually gonna... I think I'm gonna take this. That jab is actually kind of nice. But yeah, no, I think it is actually actually quite good, but it is not like it doesn't play like a Souls game does at all. In my humble opinion, very different, very different mentality. It's like a mindset thing. Very different mindsets you need to have for it. Now, there's a big bad down here that I want to try to lure up, if I'm remembering right. Not him. There's another guy down here. But like Bloodborne, sting like Dark Souls. Kinda, yeah. I think a focus on single player is actually kind of warranted with these games. Like, in all in all fairness to FromSoft, their netcode has never been good. It got a little better, but ultimately it's never really been good. So if you got a studio that's not even as specialized as FromSoft is, for example, and FromSoft is struggling with the netcode, I'd rather they just didn't try. Like, don't force it, right? just make a really good single player experience. I think there's merit to that. Are there classes and levels? So there's not really classes. You basically have one character. It looks like you don't have any armor, but you get various types of plague weapons, which you could think of like special abilities. Basically, it's this, like when I go like this. So you get a good handful of plague weapons, which are upgradable, customizable weapons. Basically, you're upgrading a special ability. You also get the ability to upgrade your potions with like an alchemy motif as well. you get talents. So you can basically spec and build a playstyle rather than just a build. But you have two primary situations. Like you have your saber here. You have your your L1 or your R1 is for like your melee attack. And your L1 is for like a deflection attack. So you basically, instead of blocking, you can deflect, deal a little bit of damage, and then obviously, you know, you kill the guy. Okay. You also have a claw ability, which lets you basically do this sort of like thrust attack, which is really interesting. And then you also have a feather, which is your interrupt critical attacks. And there's some specialization that comes from the talents that lets you adjust your playstyle accordingly. On the attacks, you basically have that white bar and blue bar. I guess it's greenish blue. The green is basically wounds, and then the actual white part is their health. So the total of the bars combined is their like total health, I guess. So you stack wounds on them, and then I don't know really how it works in full. But you have certain attacks like the claw that deal wound damage, or that only deal damage to wounded parts of the health bar. I guess might be a way to put it. So you use your saber to wound them, and then you utilize your other abilities to actually finalize the wound, so to speak. So kind of like that, you basically want to try to incorporate your saber attacks into a preparation for a claw attack. That's kind of the way that I am interpreting it at this point. Like that's like the intended play style. It's really weird that this is like a non-interactable. It looks like a shortcut, like 100%. Get a lot of little lore notes hidden around, which is interesting. But yeah, all in all, I think it has a really nice flow to the combat. You'll see when we go to do the boss fight here, why I think it has a really nice flow. I'm still learning that boss fight, but for right now, I'm just trying to get some. I'm dying to a peasant with a knife. Their attacks have a lot of super armor in this game, so you can't like R1 mash to get them to never attack. So you actually do have to incorporate deflections if that's something that you're looking at, which is interesting actually. So what's this way? Oh, one funny thing too I'll mention. AI in this game doesn't understand ladders, so if you can find a ladder, it's basically a safe zone. The ladders are safe. Just as a note, if you decide to pick this up, ladders are always safe. How do I want to distribute here? So I'm level 9. I think 25 is the max. So if I put 5 here, 7 here, 8 here, what does that leave me at? I think that's enough. I think I can get 10, 10, and 10 out of this, right? No, with 25? No. I got, like, what, 22 more points to go? That brings me to 17. I guess we just go 10 in each. Probably just a balanced approach. We get a new talent as well, which is nice. Okay. This is the one I do need here. I need to get that for the faster charge time. Looks like I unlocked the knife plague weapon and the fist plague weapon. Interesting. It's like a shockwave. It looks like the knife. What even is that? Charge the knife. Okay, it's like a little dagger thrust. 100% attack damage and 150% claw damage. I mean, that's kind of good, actually, to a degree. It's not the best. It's quick. That's honestly what I'm looking at here, is like, it's just quick. Like, the longer an attack is, the more trouble it's going to get you in. That's sort of my concern. A cool thing, too, due to the way that this game works for the alchemy stuff, you basically can have up to 3 kinds of potions. You have a general one, a long-lasting one, and a fast-acting one. And I haven't unlocked the other 2 potions yet. I want to get the long-lasting one. That's going to be the ideal one. But you can also upgrade them to have more health recovery, the amount of them, or you can add ingredient slots, which basically let you improve the potion with the equipable ingredients. And the ingredients have a variety of effects. So you have some interesting, very interesting components to work with here. And there's also a thing called a Forgotten Feather, which I don't understand yet. I don't know what it does. How much more do I need to level up again, real quick? Hang on. Only like 300 more. I'm gonna go ahead and just go kill a few more things real quick before the boss, just so I don't waste these 800. Yeah, I mean, all in all, it's like a rhythm game. That's kind of the way that I've been describing it. Like, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Dark Souls is a rhythm game. No, this is a rhythm game. Like, it's literally, you have a couple buttons to press, but you have to press them at the right time. Like, there's no, like, getting out of everything just by mashing the roll. I mean, there kind of is, but it's not really optimal. But like, look at this. If you do R1 deflect, R1 deflect, like that's how fast you can weave in your deflects. So what happens is that you can't just mash your deflection if you're trying to actually get deflections, because you'll just miss, because the interval between attacks is longer often than your maximum deflection mashing speed. So what ends up happening is you have to kind of learn how to delay and when you have to mash. We'll do that. We'll level up real quick. I think I have enough. If not, we'll just go kill one more guy to get the rest. Shoot, it's like 50 off always. I have some items. Maybe I can use an item. Collection of memories. Oh, there was like 100 in there. Oh. I mean, I say use them all. Why not? I got like 29 of these things. I might as well use them. Get a few levels off of that. And then I need... We're gonna have to do a little bit of farming here. That's okay. This is actually not a bad thing. So the enemy counterattack gauge being reduced, I don't think it's a good thing for me right now. I want to be able to do it later probably, but not yet. So we're not going to get that skill. Some energy will be restored. It seems like it'll be a good one. Being able to perform a second dodge, though, this is what I'm real curious about. I don't want to dodge far, I just want to dodge again. And then the long claw does bleeding, which is good. Okay, let's go kill a few more guys. We'll top off our memory shards and level up one more time and then go back to the boss. But one of the interesting components that a lot of people have been calling note to is the idea of the deflections feels kind of like how it does like in Sekiro, where you basically are going for those constant parries and kind of stance breaking. It's one way to think about it. You're basically trying to deflect their attacks, you do some damage, but instead of just a straight up parry, you're actually just deflecting the hit. So it's like a free block. It's like perfect blocks, which is kind of how Sekiro felt with the parrying. Everything felt like it had to be a perfect block. And if you didn't get it perfectly, you got smacked for it. All right, how far off are we? Okay, we're almost there. Probably one more. I didn't realize I had that many shards just in my pocket. Now, what happens if they're like this and you can do an execute, but you don't do anything? What actually happens? Let's test this out. Oh, they actually get back up. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. There's a lot of nuances to fast-paced combat. That's for sure. That probably is the biggest thing that I'm noticing, is that it feels really fast in the boss fights, but normal enemies have a variety of like just strong attacks. Like you get hit easily, and then that seems to be where you get caught up, is that they have some pretty strong attacks, but generally the random enemies aren't too bad. They almost feel a little bit stat inflated. Now the boss though, like, here we go. You guys ready for the boss? This is gonna be pretty nuts. Let's have a go at it. Now I have a cycle I can do for the first phase that I've gotten down quite good. I have not gotten past the second phase yet though. That's where I'm currently at. I believe there's a third phase too. We got like a magician guy, the ringmaster. doing right now is I'm basically utilizing the guard counter to give me attacks. Only 2 attacks. He has 2 counter attacks he can use. The first is this one where he does the double slash kind of lunge. Then he also has that kick. I'm basically relying on these 2 moves, which have easy dodges, to allow me a very easy first phase. And I'm forcing this. His AI has to guard counter when I break his when his meter gets full. So if I attack a lot, he's gonna do a counter attack. Now the problem is when I get to the second phase, his moveset actually evolves. It improves. And so he gets a different combo basically for his attack guard counters. I don't know what to call it. The counter attacks. That double dodge really helped. That was much harder to dodge before. So you see that extra swipe there? I do have to dodge that somehow. Now he also had some interesting moves that get added in here at this stage. He has an ultimate attack, which cannot be deflected or dodged. Now that is a critical attack. I can deflect that. I just don't know the timing yet. And that dodge backwards he does at the end of the slash is also problematic, as I'm sure you can probably guess why. This is his ultimate right here. When it goes red, you have to get away from him basically. So if you stay too close, you have to, it's like a really weird, like you have to feel out how to counter each of the attacks. And in that respect, it is like a figure it out as you go kind of experience. It's basically learn the moveset and then learn how to counter each piece of the moveset. And once you're able to do that, it's actually really smooth. I have not yet found a method to perfectly deflect everything. I know there's a talent tree that increases your deflection window though. And I have been thinking about picking that up, and I will if it doesn't seem like I'm able to get very good progress on this guy. But the first phase is easy enough, so I can always get back to the second stage pretty quick. Basically, being up against a wall, never good against this guy. That is one thing I do need to know. Alright, back on to phase 2. I will say it is worth deflecting because it does damage. So like, it's actually in your favor and will speed up the fight if you're able to deflect. That's like the biggest component. But boy, does it feel risky. Honestly, I think getting him into the counterattack loop is probably the best case for the second phase as well. That way he doesn't get an opportunity to use his abilities here. So that countered his attack there. That countered that one there. You cannot counter this one. You have to get pretty decent away from him. And he has an AoE shockwave at the end. Good to know. And I love too that it just straight up bodies you. Like, it looks like he just straight up clotheslines you to the floor. It's so good. I actually really enjoyed the pace of it though. I wasn't expecting to be honest. There was a big piece of me that was like, I usually prefer like that slow methodical vibe, but having a quick pace, like reaction rhythm isn't that bad. It's quite nice actually. I'm gonna practice deflecting a little bit here on the counterattacks specifically, because if I can get that timing down, the kick I'm not so worried about. I can dodge the kick. That move there though, if I can learn to deflect on this, he does that initial thrust. But the kick, that delay, really will punish me. I don't need to deflect the kick. I can just dodge. I missed one of the deflects. It's wild, isn't it? Absolutely wild. Actually, let's take a look real quick at the talent that increases the window for my deflections. Because that is Reckless Deflects. Further increases deflect time, but decreases the damage from it. I don't really want to reduce the counterattack gauge. It's a tricky thing, that. We'll try it out and see if it messes with us or not. It should be fine. If he does a counterattack and we deflect the counterattack, is that going to make his bar a 0, or is it going to make his bar a non-zero? I don't know. I want like a level 2 deflect here without deflect level 2. I hate talent trees. I gotta be honest, this is the one complaint I have, and it's not even this game specifically. I hate talent trees that lock things behind other effects. I want to just choose the effect that I want. I don't want to have to take 13 other effects to get the one that I want. I want to be able to build very freely I just have like a cool combo or something that feels really good. I'm not a huge fan. I'm really not a huge fan of some of the shenanigans. So what makes Long Claw different from Predator's Claw? I guess Long Claw is if you attack, but you don't charge it, and Predator's Claw is if you charge it. So I need to stop thinking of the Claw as a charge attack, I think is the correct thing. We're gonna play with this idea. I think that's what I'm gonna try to do in this fight. I think I'm gonna start incorporating... Yeah, we'll get this the stack of offensive buff as well. That should be good. So I'm gonna start incorporating claw attacks, and I want to see, because I should be able to get those off. There's a couple good opportunities for it. But it breaks the AI loop, which is kind of the tricky part. Dodged too early there. It does seem like that went faster. So I need to basically focus on one cycle, get some hits in, next cycle, get some claws in, and I need to kind of repeat that process. Okay, that was a counterattack. I could have dodged that. Oi! Oi! That was really weird RNG. I don't think I've ever seen him back up into a corner and start spamming ranged attacks from really close up. That's the first time I think I've had that happen. That was some pretty aberrant. It's an aberration. I guess it's all in the RNG, right? Yeah, look how much quicker that went. So I really need to start thinking about claw attacks as a real option. I need to start incorporating. I'm doing what I always do and make things hard on myself. Yeah. That's an all or nothing on that one. Too close. Too close. You get up in his face and he's not happy about it. When that ultimate comes out, like, that's scary. I think I can kill him pretty quick, though. I'm starting to see opportunities to incorporate the claw attack, and the claw attack actually does chunk away a pretty good amount of health. That said, I'm really happy that I've upgraded the saber, because if I can't get claw attacks in, I want to have just that for sure slow grind. I want to be able to whittle down things if I have to. Bad start. Really bad start. It's gonna die. That was a horrible start. He just opened up with super armor combos, and instead of dodging, I just got hit. I'm so used to him doing not really anything for the first phase. That is one tell I'm kind of picking up too, is that when they go for the if they're doing a super armor thing, you just need to kind of prepare to dodge or deflect. Means you can't, and like you can't stagger them with your normal R1s, right? Also horrible. Yeah. Pretending the claw isn't there, bad idea. It doesn't actually help you. Let me see if I can go around his AoE. Nope. This is a good opportunity to get a claw attack in, is at the end of that combo in particular. Gotta heal. There we go. There we go. Now we're going on. Oh, that was just the end of it. It was just 2 phases. I was so sure there was going to be a 3rd phase. I was like prepared. I guess I over prepared. Is this all that has happens? Okay, so this is basically your end your recall or continue. Yeah, that's everything I can recall. That was really good. I like that as a boss fight. That felt really cool. I like this kind of magician vibe, kind of going in and out from invisibility. That felt cool. Yeah, no, that was good. Yes, long-lasting potion. There it is. 150% healing effectiveness. That's what I like to see. And we got our little plague child. Of course, 10 strength, very important. Got a new talent. I am going to kind of reintegrate in here my cool dodge. I really like my cool dodge. Consume health instead of energy when Corvus doesn't have enough energy. That's terrifying. You try just killing yourself basically on accident. Not good. The miasma. That's what the plague weapon I just picked up. Cause a dust burst and knock nearby enemies back. Gain 1 stack of miasma buff. Miasma. Corvus disappears when dodging and can dodge for unlimited times? What does that even mean? Oh my god! That's pretty shenanigans level. Okay, that's actually hilarious. Interesting move, actually. Interesting move. I might keep it and play around with it just to see what it does. What was its upgrades though? Does it have any? It does. So it's about its energy use for the most part. And has an extended action if you level... Oh, that's the hand axe. So the extended action... Okay, here we go. So gain 1 stack of miasma buff when dodged successfully. So you basically get new buffs every time you actually dodge something with it. Cast again when having the miasma buff. Change to performing a mid-ranged phantom slash. The damage, it's on the top left there. The damage of the phantom slash increases based on the stacks of miasma buff. Shoot, that's kind of neat. The vitality is what this one's based off of. And you need 20 vitality to get the duration extended and then increasing the casting speed. So not ideal for me. Very interesting though. Considering I'm going strength, I'll probably stick with a strength one. I'm not really going high vitality with this. Very cool option though. So gain 1 stack of offensive buff when the 3rd jab landed. So I'm going to use this. And we're going to equip the long-lasting potion, and we're going to upgrade this a bit. Obviously, we got to get at least 1 ingredient slot going. Health recovery, always. And let's also just have a 4th one. And we can add something to it now. What do we got? We got lavender, which decreases damage intake by 4%. We got thyme for energy recovery. We have sage for HP recovery plus 70. At 150%, that's adding 105 health recovery. It might be immediate. So we basically have a health recovery of 375 plus 150. It's gonna be 105. That's not 150. Interesting. What's a forgotten feather? Resets Corvus's level and attributes, so you can restat basically. Whew. All right. Stepping out for a bit. All right, Uber Death. I will have some happy hunting. You take care. I think I'm pretty well established to go forward. Oh, what is this? So, Sea of Trees, Subquest 1, Subquest 2. Destroy all cysts. And find Odor's construction notebook. So you actually get some replayability throughout these areas. So you basically go through them again. They're probably harder. And you have an additional objective or a new objective. Weird. So I guess I'm curious about the Royal Garden though. Maybe we'll go through the Royal Garden, and if I seem to struggle with progressing, we'll go to some subquests. I doubt I'm gonna have that much trouble though. No going back, only forward. So what's this guy's deal? He's got a shield. So he was able to deflect with his shield and get kind of a little counter attack going on, which was kind of cool. We got some red crystal lads. See what these guys' deal is. We'll get him out into the sunlight here. By sunlight, I mean that lantern. Let's see how long-lasting these potions actually are. That's so quick. Yeah, this potion seems really good. Notes on Hermes' life. Garden 1. Yep. Treasure trove of knowledge, whose greenhouse and library are filled with an abundance of documents and goop. Goopy crystals. So my hope is, focusing on saber damage, I basically am able to prepare wounds really quick, follow up with the claw once they're wounded, and get a really quick, basically a 3-4 hit combo on them. I think that's a really reasonable approach. I feel like it's gonna be strong. And as long as I minimize damage, I should be able to heal off of getting the executions too. Oh. A little bit of a crowd going on. So let's see what this scythe plague weapon does. So it is an AoE kind of arcing attack, which is actually quite nice to have. I don't know how often we're going to be seeing AoE situations, though. And shield is a plague weapon. That's interesting. I wouldn't have suspected shield to be considered a plague weapon. I'm very curious to see how that incorporates. Like a plague weapon use that actually acts defensively for you. Diary of an Unknown Soldier. Yep. He no longer fears the plague because he's been injected with pure blood. Because that's how it works. You just get an infusion of blood that doesn't have the plague in it. And then that makes you somehow immune. I mean, it's kind of like a vaccine, an old style vaccine. The logic is there. Ow. Oh, he just keeps going. What a spicy guy. Yeah, twin swords. That's cool. That actually, that felt pretty good. Large number of gardeners. Okay. I like how we're learning about this Hermes guy. That's gonna be our shortcut back. And it appears to me... Actually, that's a question I have. So... I think this is the path I came in on. I came down that way, curled up here. So I don't need to drop back down, but I do need to head this direction now. Hey, John? Yeah, absolutely. I think this game actually, it actually feels pretty cool. while having a nice sort of aesthetic, that kind of Plague Doctor, it's not quite like Eldritch, at least at this point. But it kind of has that like Plague Doctor alchemy, like fantasy, but also kind of has that sort of that roguish feel to it. It's like dark and grimy without being overbearing. That's the great sword. I haven't run into this guy yet. Huh. Yeah, he kind of hits hard. He's an interesting lad. I didn't have any healing, so I was about time to reset. Now that I've kind of learned in the level. Let me take a look at my talents real quick. This is a cool component of this game too. You got talents. So you can really customize your playstyle to fit your however you feel. So hold the shield for a short time and smash forward. Smash immediately when successfully blocked. So it's kind of like a shield bash. That's cool. Twin swords. Perform a series of slashes and finish with a cross attack. That's a cool one. Actually, that probably not the most damaging, but it is neat. So what's the max form of this? Press X right after a successful shield block to perform a powerful shield attack that knocks the enemies back. So that's how you get the bash. Bish bash bosh. Very cool. What? There's an archer? I killed him so fast last time I didn't realize. So that's a bow skill shard. That could be good. Having a ranged plague weapon is actually not a bad idea. Something that keeps you safe but deals a fair amount of damage. If I can find a strong ranged option for that, that could end up being our go-to. The combat, the actual flow of combat actually feels kind of intimate with each enemy too. Even if you have a group of them, you don't really have like wide sweeping attacks. Everything feels like you're paying attention to a guy and trying to get him to do something you need. Or you're just sort of reacting to them one at a time. There was another game that kind of did something similar to that, but it was a little more structured. Was the Arkham Asylum Batman game that I played once, where that was more like automatic targeting, react, button. Where this feels more like you actually don't get the auto attacking shenanigans based off of just hitting a button at the right time. It's a plan out your timings better. Do I have the talent? Hold on. I need to see real quick. I do have step and jump. Okay. I could dodge into that to dodge it completely. Greatsword, actually a good plague weapon. I think one of the things that this game is really winning me over with is like some of the insane animations of these really cool attacks. Like, I know like with a lot of games like these where it's like less about the spectacle and it's more about like you gotta be really precise with your timings and everything. But I really love some spectacle. I think it adds a lot to the experience. Like, it's more than just like looking cool, you know, it's gotta actually feel cool. Oh, is this the downward path I ignored at the start? It is. It 100% is. Oh yeah, we got their attention too. Okay. Like, that's so neat. I love that. This isn't really a path anywhere. There is a lad right there. I think this just curls around. What? Oh, that archer up there. That's what was shooting at me. I probably can get up there. This seems like the way forward, not the way I want to go. Yeah, because this feels like progress, and I don't want progress. I want to explore. So we're going the other direction first. Rule number 1 of video games: if it feels like you're going forward, turn around. You're clearly going the wrong way. And there it is, the actual shortcut from the beginning. As mentioned, forward is not real progress. It's false progress. There it is. This is the way forward from the beginning. I don't actually know where this one leads. Like a weird little garden area. This guy probably gives me some alchemy potions. Nope. Just some guy. Just some guy. I guess that's nice to kind of see the garden that they were making a big deal about. Okay, now we can go actual forwards. Okay. I actually don't know what that plague weapon I have on right now is. It's the shield? Okay, so I have a reeved shield. We can test that out. So it looks like you want to plan to use the shield while you're getting attacked, and it probably blocks, I'm gonna reckon. Okay. More gardens. There's like a creepy wraith over there, so I'm just gonna give him some space while I kill this guy. What is that? I don't even know what that is. That was some janky guy. Weird. That's really clever though with the archer there. That's so mean. So where is that gate? I guess is my next question. I want to say it was right over here. I don't really know how far the enemies leash in this game, so I'm doing a little bit of an experiment right now. There we go, just gonna eat him. Take his, whatever it is I'm absorbing. I don't honestly know. It's something. It's something. I'd like to reclaim my memory shards. I feel like I did lose quite a bit there. But it wasn't that much further up, so thankfully not a bad run. Yeah, I don't know what that creature is. It had a lot of arms and it dealt a lot of damage. So I'm suspecting we gotta probably treat it a little bit careful. Crazy blood blade. Pretty cool, actually. It's like a vampire but he done got no legs. What do you even call that? He wasn't like on the ground, he was floating. That was pretty neat. Bloodstained dagger. Oh, that's like your return. A bunch of keys, some alchemy enhancers. This will be nice. Okay. What an interesting enemy. Weird vampire creature. That's like the most... I don't think I've seen a vampire kind of enemy with that kind of design before. That feels kind of unique. Maybe I have, but I don't remember. The head gardener getting wrecked. Now, how do you get that? Probably gotta have to go around, huh? Always around, never through. It's never just like a, yeah, just climb over the bars. Nope, it's gotta go around. I should probably utilize my deflect more. I keep forgetting I have it. Okay. Oh. The combos. And just in time, too, we got a resting point. We're gonna have quite a bit to level up here. Now, I'm kind of having to determine, do I want more vitality or do I want more plague? I think I'm gonna slowly get both of these up to 10 as well, I've kind of decided. I think that's fine. Obviously, getting one of these to 20 to hyper specialize, really good. But like, I don't know how really worth it that is. Like attack, like strength only helps out marginally. It's like you really want to do strength plague, but vitality, like I don't actually know how useful this is. Like, is having 50 extra, like 25 extra health worth it? Oh, it's, yeah, 10 10 10 feels like what would work. I like, that's what this game vibes with me right now. I think that's just what I'm gonna do. Yeah, especially if it's worked for you, David. Like, I'll give that a shot. It feels like it's correct. That's like the weird part to me. It feels balanced and correct based off of the level 25 indicator they gave. So it's hard to not want to try to lean into that. Basically, want to get the stats for the bonuses your Reeve weapons give. That's exactly what I was noticing. Because there's a couple for like the one that I noticed immediately was for miasma. 20 is the second tier, so you have like 10 and then 20. I don't know if it's like boss items give you 20 for hyper specialization, but it seems like 10 is the baseline, and then you have ones with you upgrade them that give you, like this one, strength 20. Yeah, no, strength does kind of feel bad. I don't really know if it is bad though. Like, hear me out. I come from like basically a decade of like kind of Souls experience playing it and watching it. And there's a lot of times that I will rather whittle a boss down than do something the hard way. I will make it harder on myself to whittle something down for sure than to rely on the wound, because the claw feels like it's hard. Yeah, like it's really difficult to attack a boss. Like the first boss I did to get claw spam in, like didn't help. I couldn't really get a lot of claw attacks, but you need to sneak them in. But it speeds up the process is kind of how I view it. So I don't know. I'm still undecided how I want it to work in the end, like what I'm gonna to settle on, especially for my like equipped one. But there's some good choices. It was Odor. I didn't have too much trouble with Vard because he just killed me pretty quick. I wasn't used to the system yet. But Odor, I mean, he's quick. He does a lot of attacks. But he likes to disengage a lot too. I found good opportunities in the end and killed him pretty quick. But it took some learning to wrap my head around. Here's a good example for the axe, where it has that split secondary. So I think what going 10-10-10 works really well for is going to be these kind of like split bonuses rather than the hyper specializations like vitality 20. I don't need that. But plague strength 10, plague 10, that might be something I utilize. Fire an arrow that can interrupt enemy critical attacks. I mean, that even seems good right there. What was this one? Was this Plague 20? It was. And this was the Vitality 20, Plague 20. Like, no strength at all, just full Vitality and Plague for Miasma. Let's play with the bow a little bit. I want to see if that feels good. Now, do I want to take a look at the feathers? Because I can definitely utilize these. But I like the idea of that feather dash. You throw a feather and then you dash in to do an attack. That could be really nice under certain circumstances. The intercept wing can interrupt enemy critical attacks, but it's just a melee instead of a thrown. And leaving more darts isn't necessarily a bad thing. Wait. Interrupting a critical attack resets the enemy counterattack gauge. That's interesting. Huh. And there's so much to fiddle with. I still don't know if yeah. So you do have the you have to choose. You can't have both. Okay. I had theorized about that early on and never actually took a look. Now, do I want either of these? Increasing deflected damage does feel useful. Can deflect enemy critical attacks, but you'll be knocked back. Oh. That's actually interesting. Defense, if you know, that's kind of the funny thing, David, which what I would do is I would never really worry about blocking. I don't use shields in Souls games. The only time I use them is for parrying, and which is rare. I'm somebody who dodges very well. So I thought about that and I was like, well, what I really want is his gliding claw ultimately. That's gonna let me do that dodge into the claw attack real quick. That's what I'm wanting here. I'm like trying to figure out where it was on the tree. I'll pick up reckless or probably precise to deflect later for more damage. But that did cross my mind actually. But I'm not really much of a shield person. I'm actually kind of surprised with the long-lasting potion how like overkill it is as well. Yeah, that's the problem, David. Like that's exactly the case. Like I've learned kind of a little bit how to use deflection, and I'm trying to like incorporate it more into my mindset. But I'm a dodger. I dodge. I can't get rid of that component of my brain, no matter how hard I try. I'm working on it. The next boss is great for dodging. I'll probably have an easier time on it then, to be honest. Alright, time for another vampire critter. I want to try out the bow just to see... Okay. Ooh. And you can just use it until you run out of energy even. Bloodblade is very curious to me as well. I really want to learn more about that. I should have enough to unlock it now, I think. You just took no... What is this? What are you? What's that guy's name from Soul Calibur? Ooh. Some interesting hitboxes on that, but not bad. Interesting, though. Also, let's take a look real quick, because I went to the left. What was over here? Is there anything valuable over in this area? Oh, just one of these guys again. That's the right way. Progress is not for me. Feels so good. Ooh. I can't go in there. And that guy doesn't respawn, so this will be quicker to get to the other dangerous lab. Gosh, that's so good. I love the combos in this game. Probably better to deflect that last attack on this. The Qatar, that's what the name of the weapon I was thinking of. I'm like, what's that called? It's the Qatar, that's right. Yeah, those are an interesting kind of weapon. Okay, got a new talent already again. Now, I do think I am going to start putting into precise deflect after... actually, do I care about energy being restored and an enemy attack gauge being reduced? I don't think I do. What about gliding claw? What's this shenanigans? Yeah, upgrade that, and then we'll do the deflection after that. Plague weapon. Ooh, we got enough to unlock the Qatar. Perform a forward stab and then dodge backwards? That's interesting. It's all Plague 20 though, so I'm probably not going to end up using it. What is this? Equip Plague weapon. Oh. Consume health when casting, gain 1 stack of blood sword buff, deal extra damage when performing saber attacks. Consumes 100 health when casting, and you deal 25 attack damage when performing saber attacks. So basically doubles your attack damage in theory. What's its upgrade though? Wait. Am I reading that right? Is it Plague 10 and then the second bonus requires Plague 10? That might be a bug. It probably should be Plague 20, right? I don't know. That would be weird. It doesn't really seem to do a whole lot. Let's see what the difference of these two tiers is. So deal extra damage and you perform saber attacks, deal extra damage. You gain 1 stack of blood sword buff after landing a saber attack. So you basically can gain stacks by attacking with the saber attack. And it probably refreshes it? I'm having to assume it probably refreshes it. Yeah, it also requires you to get to tier 5, that's true. It could, maybe it's not a bug, but it does feel unusual. It does feel unusual. I don't really understand why 2 stacks of blood sword would be a thing. Like, do you use up the stack when you attack? But it's a buff that... Hold on. This is saber attacks deal 25 attack damage. Cast again when the blood sword buff is active to perform a powerful blood strike. I guess that's sort of what you would use it for, is you basically buff and then you go in and you start attacking. Blood strike does that. Each stack of blood sword buff adds 25 attack damage? Hold on, this might be the strongest skill in the game, if that's the case. So the more attacks you do, the more damage you do. What? This is really good. Like, this is absurdly strong. Okay. Good deal. I can actually even upgrade it once, I think, too. Cool. Potions. I got some upgrade material here. How do I want to upgrade this? What ingredients do I have? What's new? Energy recovery. I mean, it could be useful, I guess. Really, though, I just want to increase the amount of them that I have. It's probably the best thing to do. The more you can heal, the better. And I already heal way past my full health mark. For whatever reason. Onwards. Yeah, this plague weapon shenanigans is actually insane, though. Increasing the power of your saber attacks by an order of magnitude, like, not an order of magnitude, that's the wrong word. It's basically 100% increase. No. The damage the second strike does per stack. Oh, really? Really? Did I misread it? I guess so. So the blood attack does an additional 25 per stack of blood sword. Okay. That's also good, I guess. I was hoping it would be stronger than that, but reading comprehension is lacking today. Yeah, you combo into a huge finisher. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, having basically 100% extra damage on the saber is enough for me to quite enjoy it. I mean, that 25 extra attack damage is completely worth it. Like, unironically, really worth it. Okay. This is a neat area. I don't know, like, what the condition of these books would be, though, being, like, the humidity. Terrible in here. Are you just a person? I didn't think we were actually going to find a person here. Hello, emeralds. Also have a little credit for your presence in this world. You have an unlimited potential. Maybe we should see this conversation as an opportunity. There's something you want to ask. Show item. The Vile Core. So you basically trade in cores here for, I guess, memory shards. That's interesting. A little weird, but why not? You don't really get, like... I mean, it's just plague weapon upgrades, really. Oh. Okay. Interesting, weird blood lad with a whip. Why not? I do love the flowy, like the flowy cape. I think that's pretty neat. Love me a flowy cape. This would just be dropping down here. So it's 50 health right now. I wonder why my plague weapon only costs 50 health. I thought it said it would cost 100, but maybe as you upgrade, it costs more health to utilize. I think that's a fair assumption. I haven't really tested it. We'll see. Wait, do I have more than one to go? Oh, I do. Cool. So if I accidentally deflect a critical attack, we're good. I don't know if I will, but chances are I might. I do tend to have bad luck sometimes. Plague weapon. Let's read this again just to be sure. It says it consumes 100 health when casting, but I only consumed 50. I wonder why it says that. Maybe that's the extended action, the blood sword extended action maybe costs the 100. I don't know. I do not have an answer. The whip. Interesting. So for the whip, you whip the enemy in front, and then when the tip of the whip landed, Corvus will dash towards the enemy and jump in the air. So what, do you get to whip somebody, and then do you get to use a jumping attack? So you could do a whip into the gliding claw attack? That could be interesting. That has interesting implications, actually. So this is obviously the boss, so let's have some fun. We'll get to learn a new boss. Ooh, it's Batman. Did not look very happy. Weird. So I'm clearly missing something. I'm a little confused. Did I get rid of Long Claw too for some reason? Does Gliding Claw get rid of it? I should still have it, but it's not working. I must have untalented it by accident by taking Gliding Claw. I wonder if they're exclusive. I wonder if standing behind those shards helps block damage. I'm just gonna die real quick. I don't really understand where my double claw attack went. I feel like I'm missing out on some damage because of that. Yeah, like where did these points go? Why did they disappear? They were there, but now they're not. Like, I was a little weird. Strategies. I do want to take Plague Wounds 3 because it should reduce the healing rate, so I might need to grab that. We're gonna get rid of the deflection on that. And we're gonna go ahead and grab this. I don't really see anything weird about this fight. It's just like a damage check, really. I do still agree with having the blood sword, though. Let's try this out and see how it feels. Hey, Uber. Welcome back. Wait. Wrong way. We found ourselves the second proper boss. It almost feels like there's something that I ought to be doing, but I don't know what it is. just out healing, I guess. Easy enough. Interesting though. Who are weed stores, liquor stores, firemen, like 3,000 public employees might go on strike Monday. The weed store legally gets its province even from private stores. Needed to get some. Your store already didn't get its shipment this week. No liquor or beer gets shipped either. You really just kind of, yeah, it's like everyone's just like going on strike. Things shut down. Inconveniences the people. That's hard. Yeah, stock up if you can, right? You gotta get what you need. So real quick, yeah, that's everything I can remember for this one. I'm gonna be taking a short break. I've been sitting down for 2 hours now, so I'm gonna get up, stretch, move around a little bit. I advise you guys do the same. But I will be back in like what? What is it? Maybe like 5-10 minutes. It shouldn't be that long, but I'd say that was really good progress. We killed that bat real quick. I like those monster fights. I do so much better with those than I do with the humanoid fights. I hate fighting humanoids. I wish they would just stop doing that. Give me a bunch of crazy weird monsters to fight that are all crazy and weird. Like I enjoy that so much more. So I'll be right back. When I get back, we'll be taking a look at doing the next stage. And I will be back. What do you think? And like I said, like 5-10 minutes. Get up, stretch. Important. So I'll see y'all in a few. All right, I'm back. Ready to get back in there, play a little bit longer. I don't know if I'll be going the entire day, but I think right now I'll probably go until it's time to grab some dinner. I think that's a good plan. Keep us busy for a little while, pass the time, enjoy a good game, hang out for a bit. Then when we're ready, we can just pop on over, grab some dinner. That's the plan. So yeah, so we just killed the queen lady, the blood queen, I think is her name. Basically a giant bat, the hanged queen, it was the name. There we go. And yeah, really cool fight. Interesting that it had a healing mechanic that you had to sort of outpace. You don't usually see that in these kinds of games. It's pretty uncommon. So it's an interesting choice that they decided to go down that route. For that, I took the plague wounds here, which just extends the time taken before the wounds start healing. And it also reduces the healing rate, so it happens slower. That helped out a lot. That way I didn't really even need it though. I started to notice. Because any of the wounds I was doing, I'd hit a few times with my saber, immediately do a claw attack, and it would just be basically a back and forth between those two components. So one of the things I'm contemplating here is actually going to be in terms of what are these other abilities here that we really haven't taken a look at. So automatic potion usage is interesting. You basically have one cheat death as long as you have a potion. That's pretty powerful. Having more feathers doesn't really make sense. I mean, honestly, it recovers fast enough. We're not spamming the things. We could, but we're not. Quick recovery. Do I feel like I need this? Because it's basically just saying, like, if you get hit, you quick recover from being hit. That way you don't get hit twice, but just don't get hit first. You just don't get hit at all. Problem solved. So deflect, maxed out. I don't really care about the energy situation. It's not really that pertinent for me, but we will get the healing execution added in as well. I think that'll be a nice balanced build for the moment. Plague weapon, we unlocked Bloodstorm. We would like to take a look at that for sure. Turn plague energy into health. Oh. So it's literally just, you receive energy, you heal. Shoot. That's quite good. I could see why some people would take this. It just makes sense. Yeah, no, that's very reasonable, actually. I don't think it's very good because it's not really offensive, but what can you do? So what's the deal with the fast acting potion here? What's its deal? So you recover instantly, 50% health and energy recovery effectiveness, but the number of potions has increased significantly. You have an increased quantity of healing for lower efficacy. This one, it also recovers instantly. So this one you would start with 3. This one you start with 5. If you upgrade this one, you can have a maximum of 8. I'm assuming fast acting potions are actually probably better if you have good ingredients. Yeah, so hear me out. So if a general potion heals for 150, this guy could heal for quite a bit more. Because you can get things like Sage, which increase, you know, healing by quite a bit. I don't think it's a good idea, though. Yeah, the materials are also halved. Yeah, so it's like you're getting half efficacy on everything. Is it even worth it? Like, the long-lasting potion is just like, It's factually the best one. Like it's actually just the best one. I guess here is my thought process. You get 2 more heals, but your heals are more precise in regards to you take 150 damage, 200 damage, you can heal that back without overhealing. So you actually oftentimes will overheal with this one. But if you use it and then you go and you do some like spell casts like the I don't know. Yeah, it looks like the Bloodborne heal. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it ultimately. The long-lasting potion just feels arbitrarily better than any of the other options here. Like, it just feels like it just makes the most sense. Like, if there was an ingredient here that allowed me to increase the duration of the heal, I would even do that. Like 100% I would do that. There's no reason not to do that. What a curious system that like, I feel like there's no reason anyone would choose instant healing. It's just not as good. Okay, so next is the Hermes Fortress. We also have these subquests. So let's do the fortress, and then after the fortress, we'll try out a subquest. I don't know how many actual zones are in this game, so I just know we're trying to find this Hermes guy, so maybe it's gonna be wrapping up soon. Who knows? I don't know how long. Hermes Fortress, let's go. We'll light our beacon and start taking a look around. Halberd, okay. That was a halberd? I thought it was a spear. Not paying attention 101. So it looks like we got 2 paths, 1 down, 1 up. The down path looks like it's just where I came from, so we don't need to do that. So it's just up. Is really the only real path. Oh. Oh. Okay. I didn't expect the guy to come from behind. I thought I heard him, but I didn't see him. Keep your back to the wall, as they say. So the halberd is different from the spear, and I'm not entirely sure in which way. So we're gonna have to try it out. Might give us some answers. Pretty sure that was a spear I just hit him with. Yeah, it's a translation error. It very well could be, yeah. Looks like there's a path down, a path forward. Let's take a look over here. Maybe it'll let me up to get that guy. The key to the top of the fortress wall. That just leads down as well. I think down is the real choice here. You don't really go up. Not until you get a key, at least. Let's see if down here... Looks like it leads to a different area, but maybe it tucks in underneath. Diary of a Knight's Mother. Very good. Back to the beginning. So where is this? What about side of the fortress? Interesting. Yeah, I'd like that health back. Thanks. Guy's trying to steal my health by attacking me. Oh ho ho! That's a lot of clinky noises. Ow. Scrub fell right into my trap. Always. What are we actually working with now? We got a ladder upwards. This is where I just was. I dropped down to kill that guy. In this room, there's a passage to the left. It looks like there's a small room here to the right. Those are not breakable. Pure blood injection records. In order to maintain the soldier's strong physique and immunity. Yeah, they basically are giving them just straight up blood infusions constantly. Ew. We'll find a way back up there in a little bit. I think the other path from before should take me that way. If not, I'll find a different route. Oh, I got an upgrade for a plague weapon. Halberd. You know what? I said spear earlier. There is no spear. It literally is just halberd as the spear. Halberd is technically correct, but I feel like they're using a spear. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. It does happen, I must admit. It also does seem that my initial suspicion was correct, that as you sort of progress, you do get to a degree of like kind of mashing R1. I don't find that it's detractive from the experience though. I feel like it's more like it makes it feel pretty fluid. Y'all chill for a second. I'm trying to kill this guy. Yeah, the timing is what's interesting because kind of as I was initially saying, it's kind of like a rhythm game, right? Where if you're just sitting there mashing the attack button, deflecting is going to be hard. There's no way to actually deflect properly if you're mashing. The key to the top of the fortress wall. Oh! I know exactly where we are. So I dropped down here. So this is where this was. So we're in the right spot. Yeah. We're in the right spot. What was I saying? Basically, because you have this timing you're working with here, if anything is offbeat, and you're just like, attack. Like, you get into that position where you're like, you can't cancel your R1s with a deflect. Like, there's gonna be that delay. You have to, you really want to time your attacks well without just mashing aimlessly. I like that. I feel like a lot of games you can just get away with just mashing like crazy and just like never be punished for it. And this, it does a good job of finding that balance between what is reasonable and what is unreasonable for punishes. Yeah. We have another way up here. And on this side, it's nothing. It's a lot of nothing. Oh? Man, healing 70 health off of these executions is like really good, I gotta say. Got a 50 off of that one. Like, that's really nice. Tales of Folk Potions. Mix together a variety of highly stimulating medicinal ingredients that induce perspiration. For example, garlic, basil, black pepper, cinnamon, mint, to create a potion that warms the body. Yeah. That will do that. Credit where due. That is not inaccurate. That is how it works. This is just a drop down. It does have a ladder here. What was the other path? Was there another path? I think that was all that there was, actually. That is just the way forward. Okay. Found us a beacon. We don't quite have enough to level up yet, but that's fine, that's fine. We'll go kill like 2 guys and then come back. Oh, yeah, that's where this is. Okay. We're on the other side of this gate from early on that we couldn't cross. I like fighting this guy. The twin swords guy's real cool. Yeah, he's really fun to fight. I'm a big fan of the twin swords lad. Troop selection ceremony. The event will take place in the fortress square. Only uninfected. Yep. On a side note, have we seen anybody who's actually infected yet? Or are they all infected at this point? I can't quite find the balance in my mind. I feel like everybody's kind of infected and crazy at this point. Well. That's not a path. Ignore that from my brain. That's a guy. Hey there, Dome. What's he been going for as well? Ah. All the notes say how infectious the vile blood is. They really do. Yeah. And like, it's not normal to be covered in spikes, right? And to do that when you die, turn into worms. I don't think that's normal. Like, that's gotta be considered infected, right? Right? How's the game? Honestly, it's interesting. It's really interesting. I have formed some interesting opinions about the game. in particular, my focus has been on kind of the flow of combat. Narrative-wise, it's ambiguous for the sake of being ambiguous. It's nothing new to people who are familiar with like Souls games. It's nothing new. The ambiguity of the actual gameplay, it's what you'd expect from a game following a similar formula. The actual gameplay, though, is really interesting, more so than I expected it to be. A large component of that, for me, has been the flow. Basically, it almost has that rhythm game quality, where as you progress, you basically learn, oh, this is your timing to deflect attacks. Why is it valuable to deflect attacks versus dodge an attack? You know, how to be aggressive, how to know when to not be aggressive. It's a learning game as well as being a rhythm game. But that, more than anything, is why I really enjoy the pace of the combat. Like, if you actually look at the attack speed here, this is your deflection. You got quick dodging. I would say, in a lot of ways, it kind of outpaces even things that I'm more familiar with, like how Bloodborne was. You have a little bit less mobility, because a lot of Bloodborne's mobility was obtained from its dodge system. But you can get really quick dodges, and there's no stamina, so you just keep going. You don't really stop. Level design, at least in terms of this level, I don't know really where I'm going or what I'm doing. But I haven't found any level design that, like, makes me upset. If you have any specific questions too, I probably would be able to answer those. But just my overall impression is that it's actually, it's just a good game. It's just a pretty straightforward, decent and good game. Like, I have no real qualms. Some people were saying that they feel like it's clunky, or they even were mentioning how they might have found it to be a little bit like hard because it's so fast-paced. I think as long as you're familiar with like how a Souls game works, this is really, it's simple. Yeah. Some XCOM Enemy Within. I did, yeah, when you were playing some XCOM before. Been all day with suspected food poisoning. Oh gosh. Oh no. I hate when that happens. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you relax. You take it easy. You kick back and you go slay some lads. By the way, Dom, how did your playthrough go where I got a character made on your stream? Was that XCOM 2 or was that Enemy Within? I actually, like, I only just jumped in a little bit, so I was like, I didn't get all the details in my brain. Did I survive my first mission? That's all I can really ask. Okay. The Chosen gotcha. Insane on that run. Got some spare rookies without names though. Always good. Yeah, the Chosen definitely do that. They are very unforgiving, the Chosen and XCOM. A line of sight. Oh, it was a line of sight glitch. Oh no. You're playing without Iron Man mode since losing a squad to a glitch is a little unfair, just a little. Yeah, I'll admit, I play XCOM games and I reload saves because I don't have the attention span to restart 150 times. Like, I could do it once or twice, but I just stopped playing because I stopped caring. So for me, I basically go, that, I disagree. I'll sit there and I go, I disagree. And then if I feel like I need to reload, I will just reload. It's basically on a, like, I consent to this happening or not. I don't let the game decide for me. Okay. There we go. Normally you play okay enough to never need to save. You had some bad luck on those first 2 run attempts. But on this current run, you have plated armor and almost pulse weapons. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I always go straight for armor. Like, the more health you have, oh my gosh, XCOM becomes so much more, like, palatable the more armor you have. And the better armor you have, too, I guess you should say. That's always my first priority. Okay, we got a couple different paths here. This isn't like a true path, it's just a little nut. Cute little altar. Nice. You had a 4-person squad when the Chosen showed up. Dazed one guy, which made that person's bond partner panic, and then a 3rd soldier panicked because he's panicking. Oh gosh, they love to do that. That's so true. Would you like an advice, Dome? Something that's worked really well for me in XCOM, the Enemy Within, it's like the Chosen stuff. I have one trick that I do on every single run, and it absolutely saves my butt every single time. If you would like to know, just say so, and I'll share my little one secret of XCOM with you. It doesn't invalidate the game at all. It actually doesn't really help a lot, but it's like a consistency thing. It's like, don't play or load a save. Save scum? No, actually, no, not at all. So, okay. I will share this with you. You choose to ignore it if you don't want, like, cover your ears. I'm gonna say it anyways. So in XCOM 2, Enemy Within, there is an item. It's the Mind Shield. The Mind Shield is the most overpowered item defensively in the game, because it makes you immune to psychic attacks. It prevents you from panicking, and I put one on every single one of my soldiers, without exception. They all have that Mind Shield, and you'd think it wouldn't matter that much, but boy does it matter, because you don't have people panicking, like, ever. You're just immune. They never get scared. They just listen. And that's what you need from a good soldier. So that's my one trick they don't want you to know. You always, like, I always use mind shields, not to prevent mind control, but because it prevents psychic. Like, I'm pretty sure it prevents psychic, like, damage even. I don't know. But I highly recommend Mind Shields because of the panic prevention more than anything else. The panic prevention is why I use them. Have I tried Wastelands? I have not. What is Wastelands? I'm very curious. Just go full robot squad? I tried to do that, and it's really hard to get the materials and the money fast enough to make a full squad. It's hard. Okay. This is clearly a boss. Let's buckle in here. Let's take a look. Wasteland is an XCOM style gameplay, but it's a story-heavy RPG. It's XCOM mixed with Fallout. That sounds really interesting. Wasteland 2 is good but janky. Wasteland 3 is a bit weaker, but is much easier to play. Okay. Yo, is this Varg? Yo, you bodied us in the early game. It's my turn. My turn now. I've returned stronger and ready for your challenge. Let's go. What? There we go. I'm like, what's happening? Rage mode, let's go. Oh, that sword hitbox is wild. It goes all the way behind him. I really want to deflect some of this guy. Oh. No, 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 no. I got grabbed. That's not good. I survived it, but at what cost? Get in there. Take that, Varg. Take that. Yeah, Varg is pretty sick. I like him a lot. That was cool. I like those big great sword enemies. There's something special about them for me. All right, Plague Child. Yep, that's all I can remember. First try. First try. They put the hardest boss first. Honestly, Odor was harder than these guys. Final memory already? That's interesting. I was not expecting that. I guess it's a fairly shorter game then in that case. That's fine. I got no problem with that. I have not done the subquests yet, no. My philosophy was that I wasn't sure if I would need to. There's still 3 bosses? Okay. I guess each of the subquests probably has its own boss, right? So there's Erd. Yeah, let's say we go back to the Sea of Trees real quick. And I want to explore a little bit more, see what this subquest is all about. Destroy all the cysts is my role. We'll get some extra memory crystals out of this, and we'll be able to eat them, I think is what we do. We think we eat them. Have a little bit of space here to level up as well, which is nice. Not all subquests have a boss. Oh, that's unfortunate. I guess it's fair enough, but eh. What can you do? The giant sword. That's the Varg sword right there. That's a vitality weapon. Yep. There it is. Vitality and strength, it looks like. There are 5 more bosses to go. Oh, that's nice. So we do have some time then. That's good. I was gonna say, if that was all there was, because she said final memory, I'm like, eh. I'm assuming that there's at least 4 more bosses that give me a skill, a plague weapon. This seems like the boss row, so it looked like I was assuming there's going to be at least 4 more bosses, but the 5th one, I guess, being the final boss, might not even require to give you a plague weapon, so you can't really farm a final boss, right? We're just here to destroy cysts at the moment. They definitely do have a little bit more health. These are not they, right? Oh. There is a person here, though. Hey. Hey, you. What's your health doing? Does your health freak out when you leave your arena? That's kind of goofy. Come on, back in your arena. Huh. Very weird that her health was starting to like regenerate when she left her little zone. I could see why that might be the case. They don't want you kiting her around, but also just put up a little gate. Get yourself a fog wall. What is very interesting to me right now is that I'm going through the level backwards pretty much. I wasn't really anticipating how the subquest would work, but it seems it has you progress kind of at a backwards angle. Huh. Keeps the level fresh. I don't dislike that. Okay. Have ourselves a little seat. I mean, subquest seems to be going pretty well at the moment. No real no real issues. It just seems to be working. There we go. The sad part is, I never realized that those were assists to begin with. I just avoided the plague areas. Like, I don't need to go in there. Legend of Four Thieves Vinegar. Okay. I don't really need to learn about Four Thieves utilizing vinegar. It's a nice little stroll through Plague Town. What? You good, lad? You good? He was just there taking a nap. Like, pay attention. You got a job to do, I'm so sure. He is probably a plague mess, though. So I can cut him some slack where due. I mean, fair enough. I mean, I personally would be taking a nap if I felt as bad as these guys look. What? I better be able to get back up there. A cute little shortcut, I guess. What's that? Some squelchy noise behind me? That's horrible. Manuscript of a hopeless prophet. You gotta really wonder who titles the notes. Because somebody's out here calling themselves like rude names. It's like you can't talk to yourself that way. Oh, this is a hammer lad. Okay. Take him down. Take him down. What that? An unknown hopeless. So I don't see a progression point from that area, so next is down. There we go. I have no idea what just happened in that tiny closet, to be honest. It was something, all right. It's like I did a jumping attack, like, on top of her head. I think that's what happened. Camera angle unclear. The Whistleblower Records. A friend of mine worked for the circus before. After being injected with strange medicine, he was taken into a large tent. The tent was full of buckets and caged animals. His work was to inject animals. The compensation was good. He did the job several times. Then one day he never returned. Shoot. That's unfortunate. Where to now? How do we know when we're done? Is there a quest? Oh. I'm already done. I guess it's just the end of it, right? There's nothing else. There's like no other forward progression to have happen here. Oh, I cleared it in the incorrect direction, yeah. That's why. I cleared it in the wrong order. The hammer guy was supposed to be the boss, I guess. And then the other area, I guess that's just how low I look upon the, I don't look very highly upon the, whatchamacallem, the hammer guy. Play linearly, gamer, yeah, or your social credit will suffer. There will be an action taken against your social number. How we doing on ingredients? Any better ingredients? Increasing damage. That's kind of nice. It's 1%. Not like it's a lot. Wait, I can show items to her. So it's lore, I guess. And you get memory items, looks like. Okay. We sneak one more level up out of that. Now the question is, do I even care about vitality? I mean, do I? I can't really bring these up to 10 at this point. Or can I? No, I wouldn't be able to. The highest I'd be able to do is 9 unless I were to reset, go down to 2 vitality. Which I'm actually considering just doing real quick. And then I can focus 10 strength or 10 plague. So I can go like a 10-1 or 10 like a 10-20 or a 22-10. I only have 4 more points to spend, right? How do you hold on? I guess maybe you cap out on talents, but do you cap out on levels? Does anybody know? We can restat later if we need to. Level 50. Oh, shoot. I'm worried about nothing then. Nice. I thought your level capped out at 25 because it mentioned it. But I'm like looking at it going, the stats don't line up the way I think it should. That's really funny. Like, that's actually hilarious. Okay. 2 forces exist in Corvus's mind, constantly pulling in opposing directions. The past, the present, truth and falsehood. Let's go take a look. You finished the game on level 29. I thought it was going to cap at 25. I'm trying to be all, like, specific with my build and be kind of intentional. But if I had that much freedom, shoot, I'm fine. Life is good. Ain't even a thing. I gotta defeat Corvus. What? Corvus, put your mask on before I see your face. Do it. Do it. Don't let me see what you look like. Thank you. Huh. That has a green light, right? Interesting. That's actually really interesting. Fighting your own moveset sucks. I'll be the first one to say it. Fighting your own moveset is horrible. I hate it. I hate doing it, and it's a humanoid enemy. This is gonna be a hard fight for me. Not impossible, though. Hey, Mr. Essential, how's it going? I'm doing pretty good. We're having some fun here today. Trying to back dodge those is kind of rough. Alright, phase 2, let's go. Working real hard to afford living in your town. I feel that. I've been working pretty hard trying to afford to live in my own town. I'm pretty much riding that same train right now. I've been working my butt off this summer. It's been real hard. Had to like disappear for a few months at a time again, and I'm like, I hate doing this. But you know what? You gotta take care of the important things first, and then once the important things are taken care of, then you can handle the more important things, like actually enjoying life. Yeah, the soundtrack for this fight is sick. I'm really liking it as well. It's real good. Yeah, no, I'm glad to hear you're doing all right. It's good to hear. Good to hear. I'm finally going to be able to come back to streaming a little more consistently for a while. But it's always a trick, because you got to do your basic preparation to be able to enjoy your actual life. Like, that's the hardest component. You always got to make time to actually enjoy your existence. Yeah, this game is wild, though. Absolutely wild. The deflection mechanic, too, it hurts my brain. I want to do it when their attack starts, not when their attack is literally hitting me. Have I been playing anything different lately? Well, yesterday I streamed Klonoa, Door to Phantomile? Very fun game. It's like an old one. I streamed that yesterday, and that was really good. I picked this game up literally last night and was like, this looks neat, why not? But yeah, I've been trying to hang out. I've been playing a little bit of Dota 2 lately as well, which kind of weird for me. I don't usually play MOBAs. So that's an interesting one as well. What's SNKRX? I'm not familiar. Or maybe I am, but I don't know what the acronym is. Oh, trying to deflect that, it just bodies me if I'm not like really confident on my timings. Because you're basically sat there taking the hit. SNKRX. The snake-style deck building game where segments of the snake have RPG class type abilities. A snake-style deck building game where segments of the snake have RPG class type abilities. Sometimes you just have to give it the there are more creative people in the world than me. That takes a moment to wrap your head around, doesn't it? Is it good? Like, you enjoyed it? You said you're really into it. Like, pretty fun, I'm guessing then. That's wild. That sounds wild. Weirdly fun. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, not enough spacing there to get the heal in. I guess that might be one negative to the long-lasting potion, is that it basically makes you more vulnerable. But from a point of view of getting enough space to attack, you have plenty enough time to heal. You just gotta be smart. You don't like back off and heal while you're being attacked. You get an attack in. That's an opportunity to heal. If you can attack, you can heal. What? Cult of the Lamb. I have heard a lot of people have been enjoying that. All right. We are up on first phase still, so let's speed it up. I really misjudge how much forward spacing you get from that final component of the combo. That is pretty rough. I think I'm understanding how to fight my own self, though. That's what it feels like. Yeah. Hiding after Cult of the Lamb. I might pick it up. I don't know. It's on my list. There's a lot of things on my list lately, though. It just looked insane. And I'm like, I kind of need something that's a little less insane. Which is awkward, because I don't know if this is more or less insane. I don't know where that line is. So the most dangerous attack that Corvus has, the other me here has, surprisingly, is just this. Just the actual normal attack is the strongest attack that he has. And he'll use it in between all of his other stuff. And that's like the challenge for me right now. I didn't need to use that twice, but okay. Does that not feel great, though? Oh, like when you get into a really good flow, it feels so good. What was that? Oh, phase 2 incorporates the level 2 plague extensions. Gosh, he just goes so far forward on that attack. What's interesting is that he's operating under lock-on mechanics just like I would. He's not actually operating under arbitrary, like, in-motion or in-space attacks. He's tracking onto me, so I can't think that I'm safe just because I'm positionally different from him. Unless it's by distance. But that move lunges so far forward. You have to be at least, like, like twice as far as I think I need to be. Oof. I like this, though. Like, it's such a good flow. You can completely dodge through it, mister. Yeah, you don't have to you don't have to deflect. You can dodge through absolutely everything. But what's nice about the deflecting is that it actually counts as an attack. So I'm dealing damage every time I deflect. So it's speeding up the fight. In theory, it's just categorically better. But if you die, maybe it's not. Deflect only run. Ask somebody who's up for it, because that ain't me. So kind of the way I would put it, Mr. Sensual, like the way I would put it, a lot of people are familiar with Sekiro, right? And how you had to basically parry to break a stance to actually deal damage to the boss. If you didn't actually parry them, you couldn't progress. That was the position that I felt like I was stuck in, at least when I played it. Some people it works really well for. I'm not one of them. I am not somebody who likes deflections and reaction timings. I like to learn the pattern and find like a weakness in their defense to exploit. I don't like the idea of counterattacking, or I guess actually what I actually like is counterattacking, not parrying and riposting, right? Let's go. It's always that last attack of the combo. That's what's getting me more often than anything else. And it's just because I can't judge it based off of positioning like I'm so used to doing. That actually is a really good mix-up for the fight. That feels really good. It is a little tricky to deal with, though. I can't deny that. go to heal and he just shuts you down. Spicy lad. So like, does anybody else think this looks like really cool? Like obviously, like when it goes well, maybe it's because I'm the one controlling it, but like from somebody who's watching it, from like, what do you guys think? Like, does that fight actually like look cool as well? Because that's what it feels like to me. Like, it feels like it's far more complex than it actually is. I really like that component of it. No heals, first phase, real good start. Oh. Interesting. Aw. Okay, okay. Oh! That was my best run yet. So, okay, so this is something I was not anticipating. I have not personally experienced the second extension part of any plague weapon. So, I kind of have to learn my own moveset from someone using the moveset I don't have yet. Which is kind of wild. Like, it feels really crazy. Because I have no idea what these attacks are going to do. But I think that they're supposed to be the ones I do know because it's supposed to be me. There's a weird mentality, like a mindset thing going on. went really well there. Oh god, here we go. There it is. Oh, that was cool. What I put in Hermes' answer? I don't. Shoot. I was probably supposed to be paying attention to the lore, huh? Well. Well, was it the order we fought them in, I wonder? Copycat bosses are always the hardest or the easiest. It really is no in between. It's like actual lore stuff about pure and vile blood. You can redo this? Okay, cool. Alright, bring it to the tree. So like no after the cutscene? Okay. Our little plague child is looking quite fancy. Oh. I thought he was about to give himself avocado hand, and I was like kind of spooked. Okay. The effect of Hermes' answers permeated the entire kingdom. An unknown and chaotic power slowly corroded the land, affecting each individual differently. Some organisms turned into monsters, while other monsters were miraculously healed. The transformed, however, they grew inconceivably grotesque. Alchemy is a sophisticated practice that ought not to be wantonly used. Even a few minuscule changes can produce a cascade of unpredictable effects. Perhaps if more details could be recalled, things would turn out different. Your jewel stabbing dagger, McKing. Yeah. Okay, so basically I combined probably a good blood with a bad blood, and it said, oh, it's chaotic. Is this the truth? No. Fascinating. Very fascinating. It's not the truth. The lie. Ooh. Oh, interesting. So to redo that section, do you have to defeat Corvus again? Because I noticed there's Erd from the Hermes Fortress. I noticed that there's Erd. So I should probably go kill Erd as the next boss. So I should make sure I take care of that. I think for right now, it's only like a short, like almost 4 hour stream. I'm almost feeling like I want to take a break for a little bit now that I did that. Corvus was like a really cool fight. We'll come back to it. I think I'll either be streaming more this evening or tomorrow around noon. Hey, Brimmy. How you doing? Welcome to the end. Welcome to the end. We're just about to wrap up here for the night, or I guess for right now, not necessarily for the night. I was just thinking, like, I'm getting kind of hungry on the earlier side. I didn't really eat a big breakfast today, so I was gonna have an early dinner. But doing well, yeah, doing well. I got some things taken care of that needed to get taken care of. Always important. Always important. Get your stuff taken care of when you need to. But now I have some free time again and I'm feeling good, so I figured I was gonna get back into streaming again for a bit, see how it feels. I hate that I just disappear for months on end randomly. I really don't want to keep doing that, but you know, sometimes that's just the way I gotta handle things, and like I don't really get to compromise on that front. But yeah, I'm feeling good actually. I'm really having a nice time. The last couple of days have been really nice, and streaming again is good. I love doing it. Everyone just thinks like they just like want the best for me, and I like that. And I've always tried to be like real about it. It's like it feels like it's so easy just to get caught up in this image, right? Pretending to be like how some people like forget that streamers are like real creatures. Like you're just an entertainment robot on the screen. Dance for me, monkey. It's like no. So y'all have always wanted the best for me, and I reflect that, and I gotta like I have a responsibility to take care of those important things. 'Cause it's like important. But yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna be wrapping up here for today, at least for now. I may come back later this evening, probably in like what 6 hours or so. Give myself some time to relax, hang out, have a good time. But I'll probably be back either this evening or tomorrow around noon Pacific again. It's a nice starting time for me. Wanted to play games is not a constant, especially not recording it. Oh, especially, yeah. And I'm not going to stream me playing Dota 2. Like, if I'm just like having a game I want to be brain dead on, I'll pull up Dota 2 and play that. That's not a streaming game. People are so mean. They're so toxic. They get so angry, so salty. It's horrible. I just turn all the communications off and I have a horrible game every time because no one's communicating. What can you do? But yeah, for me, I'll be around a little bit more often again, so there will be more opportunities. There will be more opportunities. But yeah, I'm gonna hit this button here. I literally I keep making this joke, but I don't know how to do outros anymore, so I just hit this button and I let it happen. But I'll